What's up, everyone? Ronnie here. How are you? Um, yeah, I just wanted to record this video here real quick for release on July 4th, the American Independence Day holiday. Um, yeah, yeah, I just kind of been really reflective about this particular holiday this year and what it's come to mean, or at least how I'm feeling about it, right? Obviously, what it means, it was really up to me, right? Like I get to choose the meanings and definitions of things that I experience and observe about the world and of myself. But I, beyond that, I wanted to just reflect on how I'm feeling about about this holiday and the celebration of the supposed freedoms that we have, especially given everything that's happening. Like I really feel like, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I feel like those freedoms are being dismantled right before our eyes. So it almost feels disingenuous, right? It almost feels like I'm celebrating fraud, right? Right, and I know that's not reality. Again, what it means is what I choose for it to mean, but it feels that way. It feels that way. Again, I wanted to kind of sit here and reflect on that and really just kind of share with you guys my perspective on things like concepts like freedom, right? And what that means to me, um, e- even outside of the context of of society, of government, especially of American government, what it all looks like and what it all could potentially mean for ourselves. I left number one, I left a message. I did a live video in a group um, that I coach and teach and moderate on Facebook. It's a personal development group called Path of Growth. If you'd like to join, if you'd like to check us out, please feel free to find us. I'll leave a link in the description of this video. We do weekly call every Sunday and do book discussions and things like that for personal development, self-development. One of the things I teach there, and I have been teaching for the better part of almost 2 years now, is blank slate, right? Hashtag blank slate, and that means really letting go of what we think we know, letting go of what who we think we are, right? What we think we know of the world, and who we think we are, what we think we know about ourselves, and in doing so, it frees us from the bondage of our pasts, right? It frees us from being freed from those things, the patterns, and therefore the results. It frees us, and it opens us up to then being able to entertain and explore limitless possibilities moving forward for ourselves, right? So letting go of those things, letting go of um, I mean, if we're talking about society, letting and governance, letting go of archaic belief systems, right? That make zero sense in a modern context. Um, to be able to like really to let go of those things will help us as a culture, as a society, as a species, move forward and actually make progress. And then when we talk about that in the context of the individual, of ourselves, letting go of the things that have held us back, typically, and continue to hold us back, it has the potential to be completely freeing and allow us to create whatever outcome that we want in the future. And really, that's what holds us back, right? Yes, circumstances are beyond our control. The things that happen around us and in the world around us can largely be out of our hands. We can work as much as possible to influence change, and I believe we should. However, the one thing that we can control is our own decisions, right? Is ourselves. Ultimately, that's the only thing we can control. And so, one of the biggest things that will free us from being able to again create the outcomes that we want in our lives is to let go of the things we know about ourselves and the things that we think. we know about ourselves, the things that we think of as far as like who we are and our identities, right? Um, it's a huge component to having a growth mindset, right? Being able, like, the willingness to let go. Well, the willingness to, step one, acknowledge, become aware of, and then acknowledge that we have patterns that hold us back and that anchor us to the past, and to repeating past results, and then the willingness to actually get to work and making those changes, right? So that ultimately is a large, I mean, that's a big part of the freedom equation, right? The letting, like, freeing ourselves from the prison of our own making, right? And that prism is mental. That prism is the belief systems that we carry, that again anchor us to the past, and then therefore create repeatedly, repeat the results and the outcomes that we had in the past, right? Um, so that's the first thing, and then of course, obviously, the second thing, for, as far as freedom goes, well, when interacting and having to live in the world and in society, I mean, there's no choice. Like, unless you become an absolute hermit and decide to be 100% self-sufficient, um, even in that context, you still have to, like, pay taxes for wherever you live, right? So you have to participate, even at the bare minimum, in the larger society. So one of the things for me that's really led to a lot of, well, I think autonomy is creating financial freedom. There's really no way around it, right? I firmly believe that no matter what the administration or who happens to be in power, um, we live in a system, although I love the system because it's allowed me to um, do the things that I do, going from a minimum wage movie theater usher to somebody who is, in the top 10 of their network marketing company. Um, this is the only system that would allow me to do that, right? Like, that give us the freedoms. However, I do acknowledge that the system also is really rigged towards growing the massive divide between the haves and the have-nots, right? It's an economic kind of disparity that the haves take advantage and manipulate the governance and the systems in order to have more, and again, it puts more people, it pushes more and more of the actual large percentage of the population further down the ladder. And so for me, had I not discovered network marketing, or maybe had network marketing not discovered me, I would not have these freedoms, right? I would not be able to experience the life and again, the autonomy that, I've afforded myself. They call this the freedom profession for a reason, right? And I think primarily is, if you can remove the money situation from your life, or at least having to chase the money situation, then you free yourself up to many more options, right? Like, and it is the reality that we live in, that more money, and money doesn't really mean anything other than the ability to do things and have things, right? It's a mode of exchange, and so the more you have it, the more of it that you have, the more of it that you can exchange, and if you get to a point where your network marketing income can cover your basic necessities, then you free yourself up in a very big way in order to have more options, right? This really goes back to the very first video. If you guys go back and watch, and now that I think about it, I'm sitting here very much in the same situation. Like I was sitting in a chair in the backyard of my parents' house, explaining why I love network marketing. It was for this very reason, in this very kind of same style too, holding the phone, sitting in a chair. What it means to me, well, what I said in that video, and again, I encourage you to watch it, very first video 14 years ago on this channel. I said in that video that your source of income determines largely determines everything in your life, right? It determines, it dictates your where you live, right? Because you got to have a certain amount of income for your housing. Determines what you eat because you need income for food, the clothes that you wear, the car you drive. If you have kids, where those kids go to school, the clothes that those kids wear, the well, yeah, everything. The food that the kids eat, where you guys go on vacation. If you go on vacation, your source of income determines your time because if you have a job, especially, it tells you when you have to wake up, when you can eat, when you get to go home, when you sleep. As a result, it tells you when you go on vacation, right? Like you have to ask another adult human if for permission to go on vacation. And some situations, your job, you have to ask permission to just use the bathroom. Like how insane is that? And we don't question it. Generally speaking, we don't question it because like these this system was indoctrinated to us into us from a very young age, at least here in the U.S., right? You get taught in school that this is, this is the path, this is the system. Stay in line, ask permission. We tell you what to do, and it just it puts you in on one end and spits you out on the other, and you become just another cog in the machine. That to me is not freedom. I understand that again. That's how the majority of the world works, and it's shifting for sure, right? Like the world is definitely shifting, and the economy is shifting to the type of incomes that people are creating for themselves. And I think people are getting more savvy to, you know, yeah, the various different ways that, especially technology, is allowing us to create lifestyle and income. However, there's still a large part of the population that rely on this particular system that, again, you go in one end and you spit out the other and you just a cog in the machine. That's not freedom, right? That's not freedom. And so one of the ways really for me to, well, yeah, to gain personal freedom is to have financial freedom. Like I think that that makes sense in any economy and in any society, anywhere on earth, right? And I'm not super materialistic, guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm a pretty simple guy. I do like luxuries when I want them, but for the most part, I just live up here on a small, very like I mean it's a very small log cabin on top of a mountain. Now, granted, it's on 23 plus acres of beautiful North Carolina property, but it's a simple life, right? It's a simple life. So when I talk about having money, it's not necessarily flashing fancy cars and expensive watches, even though those things are great if you like them. That's not really what this conversation is about. It's about the freedom of choice. It's about the freedom to live your life on your own terms. That's why I love network marketing, because if you do it right, if you build it well, if you persist, if you stick it out and just keep plugging away, ultimately that's what you are earning. You are earning your own freedom, right? You are earning your own autonomy. And to me, that means so much on a day like today where we're supposed to be celebrating our independence, right? Right? Yeah. Yeah, so that's really what's been on my mind. And again, if you watch the very first video on this channel, it's very similar, especially in just the style of how I'm delivering the message. But yeah, yeah, that core fundamental belief of freedom for me has not changed, especially in terms of what network marketing can do for you, right? Can do for you. And of course, the mindset and the personal development that I've gone through over the years. This journey of growth that I've experienced from the first video that you watched here on this channel to today. It's been an amazing growth journey, and so like I'm continuing to work on myself and continuing to free myself of past shackles, and to continue to buy myself more financial freedom. And I think more importantly, I want to help as many of you guys watching to be able to do that as well, right? And that's why I'm on this 365-day video journey. That's why I'm teaching myself to leverage social media so that I can reach more people, and so that I can like learn and systematize a way to help you live the life of your dreams, earn the freedom that you deserve, that like the God-given freedom that you deserve. So that's it, guys. That's your message for me. Happy Freedom Day. Um, yeah, yeah. Hopefully that makes sense. If you like this video, hit the like button. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe, because we got a video every day. And my dog, right on time. She's my alarm. She warns me of, in case, well, of the slightest things. If like there's a squirrel, she'll lose her mind. But also, that's good out here in case there's a bear that is about to come up on the porch and eat my face. So, so she's good. Not necessarily conducive and ideal to shooting video, but for safety, for safety. All right. Anyways, yeah, like this video if you like it. If you don't, then just keep moving along. Subscribe to the channel. More to come from me. Tips on how to build your business as I learn social media and the different tricks to leverage that to build a massive business online and to reach more people. And yeah, that's it, guys. That's it. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Pass this on if it made any sense. If you like the message, of course, watch the other videos in the playlist, or anything else that you might find interesting on this channel. At this point, at 14 years in, this channel has definitely got a lot of content on it, and I think most of it is pretty green and has aged pretty well. So I don't know, check it out, see if you like it. If you don't, again, no big deal. There's definitely more content to come. So tune in tomorrow for another fresh video, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, whatever time that happens to be in your part of the world. So until then, take care, be well, be safe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.